guys, Bepper here, and welcome to another video. So today, I'm talking about FMAN122. So for those of you who don't know, FMAN122 was an alleged hacker. I say alleged because nobody knows if it's fake or real, but today I'm going to be answering that question. Is FMAN122 actually real? Does he exist, or is he just a myth? So let's start off by defining who FMAN actually is. There are records of FMAN popping up as early as 2013, so that means he's been around for 3 years. And people still talk about him. Unlike most quote-unquote hackers, he actually hacks people. He doesn't get your password by you telling him. Heck, he doesn't even log into your account. He'll send you a jamagram saying thanks for playing with me with a gift attached. If you choose to open the gift, that's your mistake. Because from then on, your animal jam will slowly deteriorate until your account is gone. And he doesn't just target famous jammers either. He'll target anyone. Non-members, members, people who just joined the game. And that's what sets him apart from everyone else. As far as we know, FMAN122 is gone now, but his legacy still remains. So on to the question, is FMAN122 actually real? So I've actually had some knowledge on this for a while now, probably 2-3 years. The reason I never spoke about it when it was actually relevant is because I was afraid for my account. I was actually scared of a hacker. Which is weird because whenever people are being hacked on Animal Jam, I never get concerned. I'm like, yeah, right, they probably just shared their password. But no, I was actually frightened that I would get hacked. But it's been 3 years, and I think you all deserve the truth, so here goes. Just a warning, this was back in the days when I was a very, very bad jammer who scammed people 2 years ago. I do not condone scamming in any way, and I no longer scam in any way, and I'm a good, reformed jammer. So let's start out at the beginning when I was just dabbling with danger. So, I was good friends with a jammer, who I will not name, but I will say that we were really good friends. Like, we were best friends. We talked every single day. This best friend of mine happened to have an orange beard. Now, for those of you who don't know, or who didn't play back then, the orange beard was literally the rarest item in the game. Only visual effects and this other person had it. Neither of them were trading it, and there was no such thing as duplication glitches or anything like that back then, so there was no way anyone could get a hold of an orange beard. Except, of course, if you scammed one. So another friend who I will not name because of privacy reasons, and please guys don't go searching for them because we have both changed since this time. Well, that friend basically kind of pressured me a little bit into scamming that other friend with the beard. Now, I am not saying by any means that it wasn't my fault. It was my fault. I still did scam that friend, and in no way was it right, no matter how much I was pressured into it. Just to be clear, I still did it, and I am still held accountable for my actions. So I asked this friend with the beard if he wanted to trust trade, which was a known scam at the time, but a lot of people did it as a joke, like, haha, trust trade, like, and you'd obviously decline it. He flashed the beard for a second, and I clicked accept. It was a terrible choice, and I still regret it to this day because I attribute it to a lot of problems that me and that person had, and I'm still very regretful of it. Honestly, guys, don't scam. It just screws everything up. So I get the beard, and I am sitting on my floor bawling my eyes out because I knew I just lost a friend, and that other friend who convinced me to scam them kind of told me, hey, give me it because right now you're not thinking straight, you're obviously going to give it back to them, so you need to give it to me. So I was basically having a mental breakdown, and I was very, very upset that I just did that. And so I gave it over to that person, and I said, you know what, just hold it for a few minutes, I'm gonna be okay in a few minutes. About 10 minutes later, I asked for the beard back, and they said no. So not only had I just scammed my best friend, but I had also been scammed by my best friend. It was just an overall really sucky day. Eventually, though, we traded the beard to a person named Abracadabra Alakazam. Abra was a known collector of beards. Nobody really knew who he was exactly. He just kind of popped up and had a bunch of things one day. But that's not the reason we traded it to him. He said he'd either trade for it or take it from us. We weren't going to take our chances. We traded it for, I don't really know what we traded it for exactly, but we traded it is the main point. From there on out, Abra and I were pretty good friends, actually. Despite the threat of hacking me, he seemed like a pretty chill dude. But over time, I started to notice things about him. At first, he would carry around items from adventures, like portal crystals and torches, outside of the adventure. So like say you go to the summer carnival and you get some cotton candy, but say instead that that cotton candy is actually an item from an adventure. It was really weird, but I always thought, you know, he just knows how to do a cool glitch. Then one day, he was carrying around a brown crystal that was not released yet in Adventures. This was eventually released as the lava crystal. So I thought, Well, that's strange. I mean, yeah, he might know a glitch how to get things out of adventures and keep them with him, but how does he know how to get unreleased items? You know what I'm saying? He was very, very popular at this time because he had a lot of rare items, and nobody really knew how exactly he got all of these, but he had them, and so people just instantly liked him. So we were just hanging out in his den, and there were a lot of people in there, like at least 20. He and I were just kind of sitting next to each other, and he's like, hey, you want to go to a different den? And I thought, well, that's really weird because he's a non-member. At the time, non-members could only have one den, which was the small house den, so I'm like, you can't really change your den, you're a non-member. So I said, yeah, sure, whatever, and I thought it was just a joke, but he actually switched his den. That's not even the weird part. Maybe he just knew a glitch or something. I was just rationalizing it in my brain. But the den switched into a volcano den, which, if you don't know, is a member den. Remember how I told you there were at least 20 other people in that den with us? They didn't follow us over to the new den. It was only him and me. Also, a quick note, this was the time when you could not lock people out of your den. If they were in your den, they were in your den for good unless they left. So unless every single person left at the exact time he changed his den, where did they go? We were in there for a few minutes just talking about random things and hanging out, and I was just being like, wow, that's so cool, you get to do this. But eventually he switched it back to the small house den, and everyone was there, exactly how we'd left them. They were still carrying on conversation as normal, like nothing happened at all. It was like we were brought into this other den and they were all just stuck there while we were there. Eventually, he started becoming more open about who he was. I forget exactly how it went down, but one day, he confessed that he was actually FMAN. He was a known hacker at this time, and basically everybody knew who he was, and so this didn't come as a shock to many people. So that begs the question, was he really FMAN the entire time? Nobody really knows if he was telling the truth or not, but I believe that yes, Abra was a real hacker. He was able to manipulate the game in just a way that he could slide under the system. So in my opinion, FMAN122 is real, and he is Abracadabra Alakazam. Also, to let you guys know, I experienced all of these things. They are not made up, and they are not lies, and it is the truth. I even had my brother fact check it for me just so I knew I was completely 100% correct. But anyway, I'm pretty sure Abra is not around anymore, and so you guys don't really have to worry about FMAN anymore. He is gone, and he is a thing of the past. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.